In my mind, I see before me the globe of the world. I allow my heart and soul to become unlimited. And I tune into the state of my world. My world is crying out for peace. Especially the many souls who are enduring war or natural calamity. My world is desperate for joy. Especially those who are suffering from disease or emotional trauma. My world is crying out for love. Especially those who are experiencing loss, conflict, or loneliness. For so many, our world is no longer a place of peace and love. Our quality of life is diminished under the influence of inappropriate values and selfish actions. I look upon my world with mercy and compassion. And I create a pure wish for the world to be healed. With my strength of spirit, I send to the world the light and energy of peace. With my loving heart, I surround my world with loving feelings and good wishes. with the conviction of pure values. I create a sincere wish for us all to live and work together in a loving community, living in the highest spiritual values of respect and cooperation. With my generous heart and pure spirit, I unite with the divine presence and love of God. Together, we bless our world. Nurturing every soul. So that they can restore their own purity. Peace and power. A joyful world. A world without sorrow. Exchange of love and respect. Believe in the possibility of such a world. Our world will once again shine with grace. Recognize, keep love and respect shining in my heart. Always. I keep peace and truth in my spirit forever. much more than a dream to see.
Hello, good evening and good afternoon also, because I see some souls from Lagos. And so good afternoon to you and good evening at where I am at present. And I don't know the time zone of Monrovia. You can start your videos. You can keep it open because it is an interactive session. And it looks like that. Good evening, bhai. Good evening. Can you please open your video so that we can just meet and greet? Okay, Harshaben. Good afternoon to you. And who else from Monrovia? Olamide. Olamidam. Can you keep your video on? Yes. Oh, we can't see your face. Who is this from Monrovia? Brother, you can unmute, but you mind to unmute? I can't hear you. You need to unmute.
Kinua.
Kinua. Welcome, 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 brother.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. We could not connect. There were so many things happening in English. If I would have had your number, I would certainly send all the invitations to you.
I get most of them.
You get most of them. Excellent. Then no problem. And brother Olamida. Olamida.
Yes, Olamida. Hi,
Olamida.
everyone.
Is it Brother Damilola?
Yes, it's Damilala.
See, I recognize you with your voice.
We are not able to see you.
I know, right? Okay, I'll fix that. Currently in the corner of the office. Just trying to hide here.
But we recognize you. We recognize you with your voice. Bandan Raj is there. Lalita Ben. Good evening. Welcome. Oh, you can't hear me. Yes, Brother Adinkar Bhai, good evening. At your end, it is good afternoon. Can you hear? Are you able to hear? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you are.
Check your internet. Check internet. Am I audible now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Excellent.
I can hear you.
Excellent. There were few more actually who had to join us, but a few of certain reasons, few of archbishops, they were looking forward for this course to join us. But something really happened and they couldn't make it. So for today, we make it a bit light.
No
And
problem.
I just want to share this, that recently, an hour before, I came to know about a news from US that a young man, about 25 years old, he went for a ride and he was driving two-wheeler. And after 1.5 hours, the news comes back home that he's no more.
Oh my God.
Yes, he was driving and he was going with that speed, enjoying the speed, enjoying the breezes passing through him and all of that. And then he met with an accident and on the spot he left body. No
Oh,
disease, no problem, no financial crisis, no crisis of any type. But
destiny.
there was no balance in life. There was no crisis or scarcity for anything. Highly educated, very intelligent, highly posted in a multinational company, very good earning, but no balance in life. And newly married. Just last evening, the bride has come back home to India.
Oh.
Yes.
That sounds good.
It's very sorrowful. The lesson here to understand is if the brake is not applied in time, then things will go out of control. And when it goes out of control, then it's only a damage, which might be irreparable most of the cases, whether it is driving, whether it is life, whether it is your talk. If you're talking without any control, without any understanding about the situation, and once you get into certain mood and certain emotion, and if somebody instigates you and you can talk any like, and then the relations will be bitter, certainly the voice and the words will become bitter, our own mind will become so bitter by speaking such words. So the power of break is very, very important in life, whether it is in driving, whether it is in even thinking. As we human beings, all about thinking. Each and every action of we human beings is based on thinking, isn't it? We are what we think. And we perform all types of actions as per our thoughts, because thoughts become feelings, feelings become attitude, attitude makes a vision, and a vision makes an action repeatedly committed becomes a habit, and a habit will define our own destiny. So the way we think, our perceptions, our emotions, our feelings, our attitude, everything revolve around the way we think. But when we say the way we think, who is thinking? The inner and has to be well learned, because we know about ourselves, but do we really know about ourselves? What's happening within? Sometimes we speak in any way, and then we will say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I just didn't mean like that, the way you understand. I'm so sorry. It's just a slip of tongue or whatever. So which means that somewhere there is no control inside. Now, where is that somewhere? What is happening inside? Today's whole session is all about that self-realization. So I want everyone to look at your screen. Sister will put some nice, interesting slides. But before that, I would like to share a nice story, as I always do. I think Brother remembers the story that I share. This story is all about a journey of your own self. I request everyone to kindly put yourself on mute so that my own voice, it is coming back to me. Yeah, Brother Kinwa, it is there. Yours is on mute. Okay. Lalitaben, can you hear me? Can you hear? Chandrakala Pinama, can you hear? Vinipistunda? Vinipistunda Miku? Okay, they are looking, probably they are trying to figure out what's happening. So the story goes on like this. If anybody asks your introduction, what all do you say? First, your name, your qualification probably, your nationality, your language, and if necessary, your religion, then your interests, likes and dislikes, then your profession, your income, your contacts, your ambition, your social status, all of these things belong to you. But you haven't born with all of these things, isn't it? All of these things you have acquired gradually over a period of time in your journey of life. As soon as you took birth, you came into this world, you didn't even have your name. Your parents, relatives, elders, they choose a day and they discuss among themselves. Sometimes they check your horoscope, sometimes they see the face features and they decide upon one name. As they agree upon it, they will bestow that name to you and do a naming ceremony. From that day, everyone will call you with that name. So which means you didn't come with your name also. So after you got the name, then the parents also, as soon as you take birth, they introduce themselves to you. Mama, Baba, Papa, they introduce themselves to you. So then with those sounds, you start remembering, and then you start connecting, and you start addressing them with those sounds. Gradually, you go to school, and then you acquire qualification. Then ahead you go, you join in a university. Then you acquire a higher qualification, a degree, post-graduation degree, or a professional degree. Then after that, you get married. Then you take a social status. And after that, you get into your profession or any job or a business. So likewise, one after another, you're acquiring till now. But there are many things in your childhood which are not with you, right? So one can understand that there's constantly something or else or other you're acquiring, and there's something which also is leaving your identity, which are very trivial. So which means that this particular identity can be called as acquired identity, because you're only speaking that what you have acquired. I acquired name, so-and-so parents, so-and-so language, so-and-so religion, so-and-so nationality, everything is acquired. So when somebody asks about our identity, we only speak about our acquired identity. Acquired is something which you have taken, but that which has taken have to be left behind sometime. That's why people say everyone has to leave one day. It looks quite philosophical, but yes, that's the truth of life. One has to leave this body sometime. When I mean that one has to leave this body, which means that I am not the body, then who am I? So in this story of reverse journey, as you see, your social status, that you're a father or a grandfather, but if it is you're 60 years or 50 years, let's remove 50% of it and just see yourself at the age of 25. Certainly what you are today, what you have today, all of that was not there when you are at 25, isn't it? Am I right? When you go behind, 20 more years you deduct, or you go behind. At the age of 5 years, what do you have with you? Whatever you had, but you never planned that you're going to marry somebody, you're going to study so-and-so degree, you're going to settle in Lagos, London, wherever you are. let's go much before that. Before you took birth, let's feel yourself into your mother's womb. You're in the womb of your mom. Even your mom doesn't know that whether you're a boy or a girl. When the due date comes of delivery, then what happens? That your mom, your parents are eagerly waiting. So when you take birth, they feel, oh my God, the prince has come. My dear princess has come. The queen of the house has come. The deity has arrived. With a lot of respect and love, they welcome you into the family. Now let's rewind again the whole process. 9 months in the womb. Before that, we do not know. It was a flesh of 4 to 5 months in the womb when you entered the womb. As you entered the womb, the underdeveloped flesh gets an energy and start developing. When it is completely developed, when it is completely one, please switch on your audio. Can you please keep it on mute? Thank you. So it is just a piece of flesh when you entered, and it is your energy which has got transmitted into that lump of flesh, and that flesh starts developing, and after 9 months or sometimes 8 months, they get delivered. But not everyone are delivered healthy. Some face complications. Some take treatment, medical treatment right from the womb. Some are mentally handicapped, and some also take birth as a physically handicapped soul. So when you see all these cases, there are so many variations in giving birth or taking birth. Why is this inequality? On what basis that people take birth not in a very balanced way? Certainly it is that which is entering into the womb and taking over that underdeveloped flesh and charging that one, which means the one which has entered has different level of energies, because that one which has entered is a traveler who has been in the long journey. So from past journey, whatever carry forward is being made with that energy, the fetus is developed, the baby is developed. It is said that in Indian ancient philosophy, karma, that is actions, dharma, that is your religion, and then your janma, birth, maranam, death, all of these are connected together. So in this journey, it's a long journey from the womb till now. You can unmute and answer. What is the first thing that you have acquired? Do you remember? Can you trace it out? What is the first thing that you have acquired?
Your name?
Breath.
Yes, please.
Breath.
Your breath. Okay. Any other thought? Brother Damilola?
I said your name.
Your name. Okay. Brother Dinkar? Any thoughts?
Yeah, naturally, your life, you have got a life. The very
What
first
a
thing.
life. What a life. There are certain internet disturbances. So sister has put everyone's video. So I'm sorry for that. But as we pick up with the internet, again, your videos will be. Life, breath, any other answer to that? What is the first thing that you have acquired?
Maybe love from our parents.
Yes, that's also right. But what is the real thing?
Maybe our five senses start working when we born. There's a time.
Yes, our five senses. What are the five senses?
The touch, feel, and smell, and everything.
All the sense perceptions.
Yeah.
This book is very much right in a way, because I would call them as five elements. That is the human body, with which the human body is made. The first thing that you have acquired is the body.
Yeah.
As you entered into your mother's womb, am I right?
Correct.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. As you entered into your mother's womb, you got that piece of flesh which was underdeveloped. And then it got developed, it became a body. And then you, with a complete body, got delivered on the earth. So which means you are not the body. That which you have acquired, you can never be that. For example, this is a mobile and it is my mobile, isn't it? So that which is mine is different. I am different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I and mine. Mine is different and I am different from that of mine. Similarly, we say my body, my name. So they all comes under the category of mine, which means I am not the body, I am not the name. If somebody leaves the body, what do you ask? You will no more address that person with that name. You just would call, where is the body? When is the cremation of the body? It's just body, isn't it? So here, it is very clear that I am not the body, but I have acquired the body. I. These the other day, the other moment, the brother has spoken about this. That it is through the five senses that we act, through our eyes, ears, mouth, nose, thought, hands. We use all these organs of the body in order to perform an action. But who is using all of these? That is the secret that we have to reveal. In Indian language, it is called as Atma. In Christian language, it is called as soul and spirit. In Islam, it is called as Ruh. In different languages, in different countries, every religion, every country, in every language, it has been recognized. But those who do not believe in spirituality, they also call this with a particular name. They call it as energy, life, force, light, without which this body is a dead body. So now the whole thing is to realize the self as I am and what I am. So who am I? I am a point of light dwelling in this forehead right here, and I'm not the body. At least for a few moments in the whole day, these thoughts will help us to be detached from the body, because anyway, one day we all have to leave the body. So we do preparation for everything. Why is it leaving the body is a matter of sorrow, is a matter of such a big pain, worry? We cry and we make everyone cry when we know that the body is perishable. It is because that we don't remember these things quite often. So it's very important to be in that awareness of who am I. Do you forget if you are a male? Do you forget that you are a male? Do you forget you are a father, you are a son, you are a brother, you are a friend? All these roles that you're playing, you would never forget, isn't it? And also you will never forget about your body, whether you're a male or a female. If you forget, then that amounts to be a psychological disorder. You're supposed to remember your gender and feel and act upon accordingly with the norms of the society. Because every male has a particular type of decorum, discipline, certain norms to be in a particular way living in the society. And as a woman, there are certain disciplines because of the physical capacities. There are certain disciplines laid in the society. Similarly, we are not human beings. We are spiritual beings with a human perspective, with a human body. As a being of light, when I'm in the awareness of my true self, then it becomes very easy for me to deal with all the physical, limited things that are happening around me. The rigidity will not remain anymore. I, the soul, I'm a being of light. The very thought makes you so calm, so quiet from within, so easy, and so highly elevated. We need to practice. All that you're listening now has to be practiced. I practiced it and it worked for me as I experienced. If you also practice on the basis of your experience, you will understand it more deeply and more accurately. Whatever you're hearing today from me may not be new, but certainly worth to be rethought, reconnect, remember. So I am a point of light. Feel your energy over here in between the forehead, inside. If you are aware of your structure inside, in between the big and the small brains, the cerebrum and cerebellum, whatever they call, there's a space. And that space, I reside. But how am I? What are my features? As a soul, I am eternal. I am imperishable, which means that I cannot be cut by the sword, shoot by the gun, or even I cannot be dried under the sun, wet under the rain, or the breezes. Nothing can affect me. I'm from beyond. I'm eternal. I'm imperishable. I'm immortal. I'm indestructible. I'm indivisible. I'm invisible. Each and everything that you're hearing, try and visualize, because each word has a tremendous energy level. The moment you remind yourself about this, each feature, in fact, you empower yourself. Even if you say about this one word, eternal, I am an eternal being of light. So you develop the eternal energies within you because we are what we think. So the eternal energy can help us to go to cross over all types of fears and bondages and barriers that we are having about ourselves or about anything. Eternity is utmost safety. When we are under fear or when we feel insecure, which means we are ignorant about ourselves. Each and every word, I'm an eternal being, I'm an imperishable being, I'm an immortal being, I am a being of light, I am invisible being, I am indivisible energy. So the moment you repeat this or you are in this awareness, you create that quality of energy within yourself. And as much as possible in the whole day, if you are in this awareness, as you drink water quite frequently, similarly, just keep thinking, they're having these thoughts. Whatever you're doing in your mundane life, in your routine life from morning to night, keep reminding you, I'm doing these things through my legs, I'm walking. It's through my hands, I'm doing this work, but I am not hands. They are my hands, but I am not the hand. I am the master. Similarly, if you compare it with the body, how do we understand the features of the body, which are more physical, materialistic? They are more, the features of the body are more limited, materialistic, physical, temporary, and what? Tangible, changeable. And so it is called as matter. It is also called as nature. Nature is the 5 elements which constantly change. Matter is lifeless. So the list is totally opposite. The features of the soul and the features of the body are totally opposite, in fact. Soul is imperishable, body is perishable. Soul is immortal and body is mortal. Soul is indivisible, body is divisible. Soul is invisible, body is visible. Soul is indestructible, body can be destroyed and have to be destroyed once the soul leaves the body. People are so, in a hurry to finish the final rites or funeral rites. The moment the soul is out of the body, they just keep waiting. When is the last moment? When is the funeral time? The cremation time? They just want to finish it because the body has no value. You know what? There was an experiment conducted and they found out the cost of the body. You know what is the cost of the body? They have put all the cost. If something happens, fractures of the fingers, how much money it takes to repair the fingers, how much money it takes to repair the joints, elbow, and arthritis problems, and how much it takes to repair, eye replacement, kidney replacement, heart, and all the repairing systems. The most possible repairs that they can make. And if they cannot make, they replace it. They put all the costs together. And according to the Indian currency, it is said it is 220 crores of rupees. But that is when the soul is inside the body. The soul is still here. But when the soul goes out, do you know the cost of the body? 18 rupees. How much? 18 rupees. And 18 rupees into 6 is equal to whatever is the result is Naira. It's about 20 rupees. So 20 into 6 is 120 Naira. That is the cost of the human body. Once it is burnt into ashes, just a fist of ashes. These ashes are not useful at all, but some sugar industries use these ashes. According to that cost, it is being estimated. Human bodies ashes is 18 rupees. That is 120 Naira. That's all. But if the soul is there, it can be millions and billions of value. And how much we abuse our own body. at physical level, at subtle level, both at mental level also. Out of sheer ignorance, we eat anything, anytime. We drink anything, anytime. And at a younger age, we become very rich with diabetes, blood pressure, or liver problems, or pancreatic disorders, whatever. So many, name the list goes on and on and on. Even a small child is suffering with some sort of problems, migraine. Now, juvenile diabetes is very frequent. Mental level, even on the mental level, there's so many problems out of sheer ignorance. People are suffering with stress, depression, frustration. And there are so many names in psychiatric language. And all are coming in one zone. Do you want to know the secret where all these mental diseases are coming from? They are coming from our inner weaknesses. Now, what are those weaknesses? Very important to know that enemy. We all have enemies. Do we have enemies? Do we have enemies?
We have.
Yeah, we do have enemies, of course. But some people think that my enemy is another religious person or other diet or other country or other somebody, other gender. And some parents think, you know, my children are my enemy. And some daughters think my parents are my biggest enemies. You know, some daughter-in-laws think their mother-in-law are their enemies. And Hindus think Muslims, Muslims think Christian, Christian think Parsi. Their enemies means those who don't gel very well. But let me tell you, all of these are not guaranteed enemies. No, not everyone has the similar type of enemies. But on one ground, our enemy is only one. And that is, in Indian mythology, it is called Ravan. According to Bible, it is Satan. According to Quran, it is Shaitan. The names, they look alike with 3 letters. I would request to put it on mute. When you're talking, you can unmute because of the disturbance in the audio track. Now, the nature and features of our enemy are same. Though the names are different, but they are one and the same. Shall I tell you the features of this enemy? Anger, greed, lust, attachment, ego. I repeat, anger, greed, lust, attachment, ego. All the 5 put together is our Satan, enemy. And where is he? What is his address? What is his biodata? Care of within us. He's within us. He's ruling us. He's deceiving us. He's disempowering us. And we have become subservient to it. And we are under the influence of these anger, greed, lust, attachment, and ego. And we perform a negative action and we blame. We say it is because of you that I'm angry. It's because of you that. So is it right that it is because of others that we really under the influence of these vices and weaknesses? That's not. Because these vices and weaknesses are within all of us, and we are the only source. We are the one who is feeding it. If we don't feed, they cease to exist. We can remove, we can be free from these weaknesses. And that's how that's why we all are here together today. speak about solutions, how to be free from anger, how to be free from greed, how to be free from ego, how to be free from lust, and all of that. Well, when we think that we are, when you remind yourself with your physical identity, then it's quite obvious that all your roles will come into existence. Body consciousness means role consciousness, the different types of roles we play. I am a daughter, I am a mother, I am a wife, or I am a husband, I am a son, I am a father, or I am a professional, I am a manager, I am an accountant, I am a software professional, or I am a lawyer, I am a doctor, I am an engineer, or I am a rich person, I am a poor person, or I am MS so-and-so, so I'm a postgraduate, I am a graduate, I am a PhD. I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, I am a Hindu, I am a Jew, I am a Parsi, I am a Sikh. All these labels, they are connected to our different roles that we are playing in the whole day. But let me tell you, my friends, all these are roles, but I am not a role, I am a soul. All of us, we play the roles, but we are the master of the roles, we are souls. So when you are in role consciousness or body consciousness, you generate the qualities required to play that role. For example, you feel I am a father, then the qualities and responsibilities of the father will emerge in your intellect. And then you will behave, you will talk, you will take charge of your responsibilities as per that role. But when you are soul conscious, on the contrary, the qualities of the soul will emerge. As is the consciousness, so will be the empowerment. So when we are soul conscious, with the moment you feel that I am a soul, different from the body, I am a point of light, I'm the master sitting within, I'm the traveler in this journey, I'm the actor in the costume of the body. All of these things will help you to understand. Sister is not here, but I would like to share few of the relationship between the soul and the body. How do you connect? It has been explained in many scriptures by elders also, but I would just remind you in few minutes that the soul is like an actor. Then the body is like a costume. Soul is like a tenant. Of course, owner, but tenant. Why? Because this house is not a permanent house. This is a temporary house. In a temporary house, how can I be the permanent resident? I am a resident. I am an eternal being, but I'm not a permanent resident in this temporary house. Like the tenant in the rent house. You don't invest your capital savings. You just make some repairs so that you can live happily in the house. But when there are major problems in the house, you prefer to shift, change. Similarly, this also is a house. Up until you need to treat some with tablets or some treatment or even injections or even operations, transplantations, and after that, what else? It's good. Please change. Change the house. Shift. You will get a better, certainly a better and a new house than this old one. This consciousness helps us, makes us very light and easy to make the whole process of shifting. Otherwise, it is associated with so much of sorrow. Why? Because of the ignorance. You know, I always feel that leaving the body has to be the most peaceful and the most powerful moment where you take farewell from everyone. You're taking farewell. You're not leaving anything forever, because certainly you will take another costume. It's just that they don't recognize you with your earlier identity, but it's good in that way. everything starts new and it's fresh and it is good with a lot of enthusiasm. But when the ignorance comes up and when we feel I am the body, I am the mother, I am the father, I am the daughter, then it is so difficult to leave the body. Oh my God, what happens if I leave? First, it is about myself. What will happen to me? Where am I going after leaving the body, into the darkness or beyond or above, skies? All is about, we are cooking up the stories without having the real idea about it. And then all this that we are thinking certainly is creating a fear. And the second type is the whole amount of leaving the body is about the fear that how will the people around me will live? If I leave the body, how is my husband going to survive? How are my children going to be taken care? Who is there to do all of these things, what I've been doing? There is a time for everything. Let's be prepared for a better future and a pleasant present. Past is already past. With this note, let's create that awareness within ourselves that I am a peaceful being of light constantly. You can create, you can be in that awareness. So number one, I'm an actor and this body is my costume. Number two, I'm a tenant and this body is a rent house. Number three, I am a battery and this body is a machine. I'm a rechargeable battery, not a use and throw battery. Number four, I'm the player in this game of life. Number five, I'm the diamond and this is the box. And that's why people keep saying, think out of the box, out of the box. Now, where is the box? Which is the box? This body is the box. And I, the diamond, the real diamond. Then, sixth one, I am a musician. And this is a musical instrument. Through the different organs of the body, I create music. You know what? If you go to some souls, they would say, where are you going? If you say, I'm going to meet so-and-so person, and they say, oh my God, I can't come along with you. That person always beats his own drums. So people create their own music through the organs of the body. So I'm a musician and this body is an instrument. But what type of musician I am is more important. Am I creating a symphony? Am I creating noise? Even African drums, I love African drums. But when they are played in a particular way, it creates such a beautiful rhythm, such a wonderful music that even a small child or even a person who doesn't know the language and who doesn't like the music also will start moving, will start tapping the feet. That's how my music should be, what I create through the organs of the body. That is humility in my behavior, sweetness in my words, good wishes in my thoughts, spiritual vision in my eyes, that I see everyone as souls, point of lights, as actors, as diamonds, as travelers. Not only I consider myself as an actor, but I do consider everyone as actors, wonderful actors. And I allow them to play their own part. I don't interfere. I don't disturb. I don't discourage. I appreciate. Whether it is a negative role or a positive role, I appreciate others. At the same time, I pay attention that I don't get influenced by others' actions or reactions. This is a good actor. An actor who is constantly connected with the director. Not an actor who is constantly correcting the actors. You have two types of actors. Number one who is constantly correcting the actors. Number two, one who is constantly connecting to the director. The one who is correcting others, he feels himself to be very, very experienced, mature, the senior most. And at times he feels himself to be a director himself. What do you think? Number one, number two, which one is the right one?
Number two.
Number two, congratulations. Because how much ever you correct others, you cannot change anybody, because we are all actors and can never be directors. Every actor will listen to the director. Actors don't listen to actors. They appreciate the company. They are happy with each other. If you correct once, twice, thrice, they are calm. They respect. But after that, they might even change. That is a momentary change. Later, they become the normal way that they used to be. So it's very important that I should not take a role of a director, as I am an actor myself. And I should play my role. I should remember my dialogues, and I should have a unique modulation where my dialogues create history, help people, create hope for others. And next, I should always remember that I am a rechargeable battery. And as a rechargeable battery, I should know when I'm getting discharged. When I'm getting discharged, I should not overuse myself, misuse myself, reuse myself when there is no charging. So when I feel that I'm not having power, I should be in silence. I should not be influenced by anybody. I should not get into anything that is instigating me to behave in a way. So I should think that, oh my God, this is a moment for me to get connected. I need to be charged. So the moment you feel I need to be charged, you remember the powerhouse, isn't it? So how long you can depend on power banks? Power bank is just a portable thing. It will not charge you forever. And that charging also, you need to charge the power bank also for that. So constant connection with the powerhouse keeps you constantly battery full. When the battery is full, then you are inner. There are two things, weaknesses and virtues. To practice virtues, you need strength. To practice weakness, if you are out of your strength, if you are out of your strength and power and charging, then it is, you don't need to try, but all the weaknesses are automatically coming. It starts with irritation. You don't plan to get irritated, well, yes, but little thing also, I'm doing something and somebody came and said, it's not like this, do like this. How can you correct me like this? I am working so hard. Look, your work. So little petty things can trigger and make us imbalance. So when we are charged, our inner virtues will come into action. When we are discharged, our inner weaknesses will come into action. So now we need to recognize when I'm discharged, it's time for me not to use any of my faculties, but to connect to the powerhouse. Next. What is next? I'm a diamond. And also, I'm a tenant. And also, I'm a traveler. As a traveler, I need to know what is my destination, number one. Number two, I need to know that I travel with light luggage. Less luggage, more comfort. So don't accumulate past and about future, others, this one, that thing, this thing. When you accumulate, the burden is more. When the weight is more, the travel cannot be comfortable. You need to reduce. We travel with a limited luggage, isn't it? It all depends sometimes on the ticket also. Everyone has a fixed luggage. Now it is our choice whether to travel with that which is important and valuable, or whether to travel with that which is absolutely not useful to us. Anger, greed, lust, attachment, ego, selfishness, hatred, jealousy, carelessness, all of these things. Do we need all of these things in life to be happy, healthy? Do we need all of these things to be happy and healthy in life?
No, we don't.
We don't.
No.
And we don't, then that's a burden. We should leave that luggage. And then what we need is the real anatomy of the soul. We will discuss about that. And as a musician, we have to create a beautiful symphony. So these are the few relationships as we see, study, between the soul and the body. So even if you create few thoughts by just sitting idle early in the morning, take only few minutes, even 5 minutes also can create a big change. Wherein you create these thoughts that I'm an actor who's always loved by the director. I'm not an ordinary actor. I'm a hero actor. There is sweetness in my words. There are virtues in my actions. There is happiness in my mind. I am a happy soul. I am a peaceful soul. This much also will help you a lot in that day. So this awareness about the self makes us actually safe from different attacks in the whole day. Now coming to the anatomy of the soul. Soul has 3 faculties. Number 1, mind. Number 2, intellect. Number 3, resolves or sanskars or habits. Mind, which is called as man in Indian language, it is a thinking being. It just creates thoughts. About 90,000 thoughts per day. Can you believe? If you just calculate per minute, it is about 30, sometimes 40 thoughts. Too much. Every thought is an energy. And the way we create, it creates that quality of energy. The more the thoughts, the more the energy that we are generating. Are we using that energy? That's again a big question. Are we doing everything that we are thinking? Sometimes we don't like to do what we are thinking because our thoughts are not so very powerful. Sometimes they are negative, sometimes they are unnecessary, sometimes they are waste, and sometimes we know that I'm thinking about this person, but this person doesn't like to know what I'm thinking about him. If I say that this is right, he might not like it. So why tell him what I'm thinking? All those things that are not in my hands, if I think about it, then I'm wasting my inner potential, inner energy. So there are different types of thoughts. So people have analyzed them into 4 different types. Number 1, positive thoughts. Number 2, negative thoughts. Number 3, waste. Number 4, ordinary. All are just ordinary, about the routine life. Whatever you do early in the morning as you wake up and you do your mundane work, that's all about the routine. So they are just ordinary thoughts. The energy level is not high, low, they're just like that. But when you don't do the ordinary discipline of life, that is early morning, you wake up and you brush your teeth, but one day you wake up very late and think that, oh my God, I woke up a bit late, so I don't want to waste time in brushing and taking shower. So you load yourself with perfumes, change the clothes, and you go. Nobody knows what has happened this morning with you and why you have decided not to brush and bathe. But then you know yourself. So when you go and talk to people, do you have the similar type of confidence? And I personally met a few souls like this during the due course of counseling. They came out with so much honesty and they feel so pity about themselves. There's so much of self-pity when they are saying that, sister, I don't have time for myself. I am a working woman. I have to go do my own job outside. But at the same time, as a woman, I have to do everything at home. Make children ready, cook food and pack lunch. Everything I have to do. And finally, I don't have time for myself. What do you think by listening to this whole routine of somebody? Do you feel pity, or do you feel that absolutely unorganized? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that it is just a sheer mismanagement or could not organize properly? And it is possible that if she organizes, she can meet up everything and she can have that self-respect, give that time to the self, so that she cannot complain that she doesn't have a time for the self, isn't it? It can be rectified.
Yes.
Yes. Then the complaints with the self will not be there.
Correct.
So when you don't even follow the routine, then the thoughts that you create are called as waste thoughts. Waste of time, waste of energy, self-pity. Waste thoughts are those thoughts which belong mostly to the past and the future. So the formula is very much perfect. Waste is equal to past plus future. But it is still incomplete. Waste is equal to past, certainly, yes, I agree, but not all the past. The lessons that I have learned in the past and the targets that I have kept for the future is waste. Not the targets. Accept the lessons of the past plus the targets of the future. Rest all the past and rest all the future is absolutely waste. My past is waste for me, and it is waste for you also. And that's why it is said that every saint has a past and every criminal has a future. And there's also a beautiful saying that, oh my God, are you looking for me there? I'm sorry, I don't live there anymore. That's my past. So nobody lives in the past. Past is past. If you live, it is considered as a psychological disorder. You have to attend a psychiatrist or doctor. So these are waste thoughts. Now, what about negative thoughts? Negative thoughts are those thoughts which are negative in nature. Now, what is negativity? A thought which is influenced by the inner vices, inner weaknesses. I'm sure you might have listed when we were discussing about those enemy. Do you remember the enemy? The enemy has 10 heads. You know, in Indian mythology, he's very, very, very big, gigantic. And some feel he's good looking too. Though he's, every year they burn the effigy of the enemy. They celebrate that. But the enemy is increasing day by year. And they celebrate as they burn the highest Ravan, the highest image, effigy of an enemy. Why he's growing outside? It's actually not he's growing outside. He's growing inside too. The more we burn, the more he's growing. He's never getting burnt. Then what's the reason? What's the solution? The only solution is recognize him. Don't allow him to overpower you. Have your power with yourself. Be the master of your own action. Be the master of your own mind. So first start creating the thoughts with the awareness that I am a soul. It's very easy to overcome these enemies. And I would like to list it for the last time to you today so that you can remember. 10 heads of the enemy. Number 1, lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego, carelessness, selfishness, jealousy, hatred, fears. All the 10 put together is enemy. And it is there in everyone, all of us, but in percentage. Sometimes it comes in 100%, sometimes the influence or the effect of it is a bit less. It varies from person to person, but it is there for sure in everybody. In this world at present on the earth, everyone is affected with these 10 viruses. Well, sooner or later, there would be an antidote for corona, as there was. They could deal with Ebola, and they could deal with many other viruses, SARS and other things. They also will deal with corona. But what about these viruses which are which have been really ruling us since ages and since generations. When are we going to conquer them? When we conquer them, then we master the life. Then you enjoy your life in fullest form, without any bondages or influences of those viruses. Isn't it? The antidote, the antivirus dote is within the self. And that is, I am a peaceful soul. Keep on creating this thought. And when the thoughts get influenced or colored by these inner weaknesses, then those thoughts become negative. Negative thoughts give rise to negative actions. Negative actions attract negative reactions. The result, you all are very much experienced. Let's move on to positive thoughts. On the contrary, positive means take a pause. Positive, an act to pause. Positive, an attitude to be calm. Think before you think is called as positive. Positive thoughts are based on inner virtues, values, specialities, and qualities. Now, positive thoughts are always in essence. They are not in multiple in number. Not many questions like. They are very much solution-based. They're focused. They're full of virtues. So when these different types of thoughts are created, they are transmitted to another faculty called intellect. Intellect works like a CPU, central processing unit. It processes all the thoughts. Whether you had created 80,000, 90,000, how many ever thousands, it processes and it selects. So the very job of intellect is to discern and to decide, to rationalize, to analyze, to say what is right and what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is true, what is false, what to do and what not to do is the job of intellect. The moment a decision has taken that these things have to be done, then before coming into action, it has to pass through the last faculty. That is called as personality traits, resolves, or it also can be called as sanskars or habits. Now they are of two types. One is physical, the other one is spiritual in that too. Now what are the physical things? Sanskar is a habit. A habit is formed when you perform in a repeated manner, then that it becomes a habit. But first we deal with these four. We are almost in 5 minutes, we close. The physical sanskars, the physical habits, the four types are, number one, that every traveler has something from the past journey. We the travelers, we carry forwarded something from the past. It can be positive, it can be negative. As you observe a child in its own childhood, as the child is growing, you can see some fears, you can see some strengths. Not every child would be similar to others, isn't it? Why? Because the journey has been different of each one. The past life has been different from each one. So the traveler has carried forwarded something from the past journey. That's why you see some childhood, prodigies. Some can recite the whole Bible when it is just 2 years of age. And some can sing such songs. And some can do mathematics when the parents are uneducated. And some can do, and some also have a lot of fears. There is this brother who keeps saying there is a pain in the head, there's pain at the back, right from his childhood till the age of 20, 23 or 25. He had a terrible pain here. He went to a doctor, he checked, and doctor said it is not a medical case. There's nothing, everything is fine. They did MRI, they did scanning, they did all of that. But when he learned meditation, he took a regression therapy later. And he came to know that in his past life, he left his body when somebody hit here very badly. So the soul left the body with that pain. and entered with the same experience. So you can also have such examples, such illustrations, such real life experiences of some who started their life with such memories of the past. And next is the habits of the parents, sanskars. Genetically, children get certain habits from their parents, like mother, like father. The third one is from the friends. That's why it is said, tell me your friend, I will tell your character. Company, colors. That is the reason why we have to take care of our company. Good company makes you fly. Bad company makes you drown. So these are not very wrong. And these are the laws of life. Company is very important. And everyone has a choice that who should be our companion or in company. If God is your companion, if that powerhouse is your companion, then you don't need to worry about anything. He's the VVIP of VVIPs. So the last one is ordinary thoughts. Is it ordinary? One is from the past life. The second one is from the parents. The third one is from your friends. And the fourth one is from your favorites. Everyone has favorites. And they try to imbibe and pick up all those things. Some people like politicians, some people like film actors, some people like musicians, singers, some people like sports people. So everyone as they like, so they pick up the qualities from them and they imbibe within themselves. So likewise, these are 4 different types of physical traits, personality traits, which are not permanent. They are bound to change. They can come at any point of time in your life. They can come right from the birth or in youth or in adolescence or at old age also. Not necessarily that they should come at one point of time. They can come at any point of time. They can change. They can disappear. They can even leave. There's no guarantee because it has been part of the journey. All of those things are just our part of the journey. But it is not part of the traveler. But there are certain sanskars which are permanent and they are part of the traveler. What is that? There are 7. Like the 7 colors in the rainbow. There's 7 days in a week. And what else? The 7 stars constellation. And also, do you remember anything that is 7? All you can recollect. Yes, the soul has 7 beautiful facilitators. You can say the 7 powers of the soul, or 7 virtues of the soul, or 7 colors of the soul. But this is what is the soul majorly made up of. On basis of this, the soul creates good, bad deeds. And that's why it is called as good soul or evil soul, because of those deeds performed on the basis of these inner faculties or inner virtues. The 7 virtues are peace, love, happiness, wisdom, power, purity, bliss. 7. Yes, you heard it right. All of them are within us. Peace is there within us. It is our own nature. It is our true religion, because we are all peaceful beings. We are not peaceless beings. We are not wanderers for peace. We are embodiments of peace. We are the children of ocean of peace. We are lighthouse of peace. We are messengers of peace. We always thirst for peace because we are peace. It is said that you drink more water because your body is full of water. So you are what you want. If you think that I want peace, you are right because you are peace yourself. But you cannot be right for a long time if you keep thinking, I want peace, I want peace, I want peace, after knowing that I am peace. It is just a matter of realization that I'm a peace. So when you understand I am peace, You don't need to think, I want peace anymore. You just have to sit and create. So the peace means when the expectations are less, when the desires are less, then it is called as the state of peace. Yes. No desires, no expectations. It's very peaceful. You are in your own awareness. See, what I mean, no desires and no expectations means it's not that I'm becoming hopeless, but I am aware that I don't need to desire because I have everything, what I want. I don't need to expect for it because I know the secret of it. I'm not at loss. That's something which belongs to me, can never leave me. And that's something which doesn't belong to me. Though I crave, I cannot attain. When you believe in these secrets of life, life becomes very powerful, very stable, very happy. So peace means no desires and no expectations in this context, in this way, if you understand. So when you have this peace, this type of peace, spiritual peace, then you will have the true love, a love that is unconditional, a love that doesn't depend on anybody's love. When your love is unconditional, your happiness will be unlimited. Your happiness will not depend on any possessions, any materialistic things. So when your happiness is unlimited, then your wisdom awakens. It is said knowledge is power. So when you have the wisdom, what is wisdom? A wisdom to understand what is right, what is wrong. A wisdom to have the clarity about what is sinful and what is charitable. Now, once you attain this wisdom, it itself becomes a form of power. A power to do what is right, a power not to do what is not right. So when you have this mastery on your actions, the power will lead you and make you pure. That inner purity will be emerged. Purity means truth, nothing but truth. So I am aware of my truth, that I am an eternal being of light. When this purity is experienced, that which comes automatically is bliss, which is also called as supersensuous joy. A joy that has nothing to do with the organs of the body. A joy which is beyond the organs. A joy that fulfills you. So I'll stop here. And I hope you liked it. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Maybe no for the moment. So can I think that, is it okay now?
Yeah, Om Shanti.
Shanti. So let's just positively sit and think about the self before take a deep long breath. Gently breathe out. Breathe in gently. Breathe out gently. Breathe in once again. And slowly breathe out. Feel yourself in. See that space in between the two brains. a sparkling star. And that light. I'm the light. With full of peace. I'm the master. With complete balance. I'm the king. With the total control. I am an actor who is wearing the costume of the body. I'm a peaceful being of light. I'm the master of this body. And also, I'm the master of the mind, intellect, and personality traits. I'm a traveler. I've changed many vehicles of the body, and I'm heading towards my true destination. I'm beyond fear. I'm beyond worry. I'm an eternal being of light. I'm an imperishable energy. I'm an immortal star. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti is a greeting of peace in ancient Indian language. Thank you for making time, and thank you for being connected online. So we'll be connected at the same time tomorrow. Om Shanti. But
Om
I would,
Shanti.
with the homework. Would you like to take the homework?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So by the time we meet tomorrow, before that, at least 30 times, can you create the thought, I am a peaceful soul?
So yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, keep creating, but don't rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, don't.
No.
Create the thought as peacefully as much as you can.
Okay.
You should feel that peace when you're creating the thought. And after maybe 30 I gave you, but if you can do more, it's more good. And you come out with your experience tomorrow. But how did you feel when you are creating some thoughts consciously with peace? So we'll meet tomorrow and share the experience.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.